The culture is a really interesting and important topic to talk about it. I consider this topic is interesting, and the culture is the way to identify in other places, in other countries, and to explain your behaviors, and has a different elements like religion, language, food, music, customs, traditions, and different elements that identify you. I want to talk specifically Mexican culture. I think Mexico is a rich country and with different elements. We have a great architecture, we have a great food, great music, and all these representative in Mexico in other places around the world. So, for example, remember that Mexico was conquered from Spain. So they gave us their religion. The most of people in Mexico are Catholic, and they gave us this. And we have, for example, good architecture. We have a great church. We have a great parks. Um, Ruins, pyramids, and Mexico is rich in this aspect because people come here to research about the past civilizations in Mexico, like for example the Mayas that they gave many apportations on many health of the world. Yeah, so was a great civilization in this country. Another aspect is the food. For example, Mexico is really rich in its food. The pozole, tacos, enchiladas, all of these represented us in other countries, in countries like United States, Canada, in Europe, in Asia. Yeah, so it's really good food. And for example, in a music, the mariachi is really representative in other countries because it's really important. Remember that in Mexico, people are happy, are really friendly, are really cool. In general, all the associates in Mexico, the characteristics are good people. Yeah. So we have, for example, another side, the celebrations. Mexico is a country where almost all the time we have parties. We celebrate many holidays, but the most important are Independence Day, Mother's Day, Labor Day, and other celebrations like Christmas, like Easter, and other things. So in Mexico, the family is really important, and this is one of the most important aspects in a culture, the family, because here the family is the most important and it's in the first place, like in a difference than United States that the family maybe is in a second place. So we have a little bit difference versus United States. Other important aspect is the humor in Mexico. In, for example, the celebration of the Death Day. So people here in Mexico take, we can say like a joke the day, and it's different than in other countries where they see the date more formal or no jokes. Yeah, so this is really different. And we have to the clothes. For example, the clothes, we have ethnical groups, we have a subcultural, and they wear typical clothes of their groups, of their ethnical groups from Oaxaca, Guerrero, Michoacan, the Tarahumaras in Chihuahua. Okay, so the representative Mexico. I can say that Mexico is really rich. It's a really rich cultural country, and it's a great country with many characteristics. And the most important is that people don't forget that the culture is the way to transmit generation by generation, and don't lose this culture. And then too that the culture is changing all the time, depends environment. So the culture obviously in Mexico is changing, but the most important is that we don't change, we don't don't forget or traditions or customs that identify like a good country, a country where good people, friendly people, and this is really great. So I think we have a country with a really diversity cultural, and it's an excellent country that we can say at the world. Here is Mexico, and Mexico is a place where you can visit and you can learn and you can share our traditions. Okay, so thank you very much.